John Kennedy, President and CEO of AutoCam Medical and chairman of the West Michigan Policy Forum, which on Friday endorsed Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey's reopening strategy. First of all, how do you define his strategy? How do you see his strategy? And what do you like about it?
Well, what I like about it is it actually follows the learnings that we have and other people have had. And if you go to the OSHA guide, it was taken from the way the OSHA standard has been written on a national level. And basically, it's a risk-based approach. There are low-risk businesses, and there's medium-risk businesses, and there are high-risk businesses.
Mhm.
And to the extent you're a low-risk business, I think you could open today, because the way we look at it and the way we talk to our employees about it, it is much greater risk for them to go to the grocery store,
Yes,
pick up their essentials, than it is to come into our plant and work.
good point. Now, what would constitute a low risk business versus a high risk business?
I think businesses where you can easily maintain the social distance, because that, in my mind, is the biggest thing we can do.
Whether it's indoor or outdoor, right?
Right. And outdoor, I think it's easier.
Mhm.
And you start looking at a construction site or whatever. And once again, if you can't maintain the 6 feet of distance, I have a different view. We have three facilities. We have no guest in the building. Everyone gets their temperature checked and et cetera, and they're wearing a mask the entire time they're there. There's nobody in for a meeting. We do everything virtually. And those are just, I think, really good practices that can make businesses extremely low risk.
So, John, is the West Michigan Policy Forum urging Governor Whitmer to adopt the Shirkey plan?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Shirkey plan has been put out there as a suggested way forward, and I'm not saying you couldn't, around the edges of that,
Mhm.
maybe there should be some differences. Maybe there should, have procedures. And particularly as you start getting into the higher risk stuff, I think one of the problems I have is, I feel for the restaurants, but on the
Yes.
other hand, I don't, I'm, I'm having trouble understanding how you make that a particularly low risk business or lower the risk to the
Mm.
point where, in my mind, that's going to be one of the last things that we're probably going to be able to open back up. We're in the same position as the governor. We want to basically have safe operating practices. And what I would say is that where she's at right now, there's a lot of stuff that we could be doing that would be actually helpful to maintaining our environments safely.